Hello, I'm Dunbar, Channel 7 News, reporting on the USS Maine ACR-1. On this day in history, the United States Navy sent its second most modern warship. She's best known for her catastrophic loss in Havana Harbor. The USS Maine had been sent to Havana, Cuba to protest U.S. interest during the Cuban revolt against Spain. On the evening of February 15, 1898, she suddenly exploded and swiftly sank, killing three-quarters of her crew. One second. Then, as now, the etiology and responsibility of her sinking were nuclear popular opinion in the United States. Blame Spain and sinking, popularized in the phrase, remember the Maine, to hell with Spain. Wait 1 second. Was one of the precipitating events in the Spanish-American War. Her sinking remains the subject of speculation, with various authors protesting that she sank due to the results of an undetected fire in one of her coal bunkers, that she was the victim of a naval mine, and that she was deliberately sunk for purposes of driving the United States into a war with Spain. Because of the explosion that sank remains the ship's mystery. I guess we just got some live footage in from the sinking of the USS Maine from a couple American citizens who were in a coffee shop nearby when the Maine exploded. They managed to get some eyewitness footage, and it's been relayed to us. And in a second now, we will be showing you that footage. But it could be quite disturbing, so please use discretion, and the images you are about to see are quite disturbing. In 1999, National Geographic forged their own investigation about the sinking of the USS Maine in 1898. In 1999, to commemorate bicentennial of the sinking of the USS Maine, National Geographic magazine commissioned an analysis by Advanced Marine Enterprises, or AME. Using computer modeling that was not available for previous investigations, they concluded that an undetected smoldering coal fire, as was the most likely theory, had ignited volatile coal dust, and that subsequent small explosion triggered the blast of the powder magazine. The AME, however, states that regarding the analysis of the Maine's hull, it appears more probable than was previously concluded that a mine caused the inward bend at the bottom of the hull and the structure, and the detonation of the magazine. Some experts, included Admiral Rick Over's team and several analysts at AME, do not agree with the conclusion, and that further overall findings even spread a heated 90-minute debate on the 124th annual meeting of the U.S. Naval Institute. So even to this day, they don't know the reasons of the explosion, and it can be disputed. There are multiple memorials. One is the Colon Cemetery in Havana, where they have the mast stated up, and it's in concrete, so it's got the names around it as well. That's the actual mast of the USS Maine. And there's also one of a couple shells in St. Joseph County Courthouse lawn in South Bend, Indiana, where I guess the USS Maine has also one of its anchors. It's actually a replica of one of the anchors that was used on the actual Maine. And 1 second, there's also a monument to the USS Maine in New York City. It's a more grand monument. It's quite large. And they've also got a lot of memorabilia on the USS Maine in Arlington National Cemetery, making it a pretty big deal, because Arlington National Cemetery is one of the main cemeteries for military soldiers in the United States, Marines, and military, armed forces in general. So, yeah, thank you for your time, and have a great night. Yes, I'm Jonathan Day with Channel 5 News. Thank you for choosing us out of the other 6 channels. The USS Maine ACR-1 is the United States Navy second modern battleship. Very interesting fact. She's best known for a catastrophic loss in Havana Harbor. I'm trying to accent, not die. I'm going to Alright, stop this.